Hey guys, I'm Sergeant Alpha, and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. So today, as you can see, I finally got the Volvo, like I mentioned. I was debating whether or not to keep using the Kenworth and pay off some of my current loan, and then I decided that I would just go ahead and get an extra $100,000 loan, and that way I could go ahead and get the Volvo and upgrade it how I liked. As you can see, I've added like a lot of stuff to it, and I like it a lot, and just for several different reasons. One is just the level of customization you can do to it, and then another is while its sounds aren't as loud, it handles better. You can see the gauges better. I get this out of the Steam Workshop, but again, I really like it, so I hope you guys will like it. And we're going to be doing a short trip to forget where I was going here, LA, from forget there, where am I even at? Hey, we're going to do a quick trip from Yuma to LA. And before we get too far down the road, we're going to go ahead and stop for some gas, just because I forgot to fill up before I recorded this episode. And also along the way, I'll kind of fill you in with what's going on with my LSPDFR. By the time I recorded this episode, since as I mentioned before in my other videos and LSPDFR series, I'm trying to stay a couple episodes ahead in each game I record. That way, if something comes up to where I can't record or I get really busy or something like that, I have some pre-recorded episodes that I have for you guys, and all I have to do is upload them and release them. And with my LSPDFR, the last episode I recorded was, or uploaded rather, was episode 4, and I am a couple episodes past that, but I was trying to update my scripts, and I had most of them working, and I should have stopped there, but I just kept pressing my luck and tried to get everything up and running perfect. And once I tried to update the last couple scripts and get them all up to date and working, it just kind of broke everything. And I tried to take out the callouts and replace them, tried to take out the extra scripts and replace them, and none of that worked. So I finally just tried to uninstall and reinstall LSPDFR. That didn't work, so unfortunately I had to go in and uninstall GTA 5, and I'm in the progress of reinstalling GTA 5, and hopefully I will have that back installed the next day or two, and that way I can go ahead and get everything plugged back into GTA 5 and get back to recording some more episodes of LSPDFR, because I just like to play LSPDFR because it is just a completely different way to play GTA than the traditional experience with it. So I like it a lot, and it's more than just kind of recording just for you guys. It's something to kind of keep me entertained, other than the games that like LSPDFR that just aren't that good, or some other games that have just been way overdone. And at the same time, if I get bored with LSPDFR, I can just jump into regular GTA and start shooting up everything. as I was saying, I do have 2 more episodes recorded already, so if you have recommended something different in one of my episodes and I haven't implemented it in the next couple episodes, that's the reason, so don't get so upset if you don't see it the very next episode. And again, the reason I pre-record like that is just so it's easier on me in case something comes up that I'm not expecting. We are pressing the wrong button. Going through Alcantara, but we're about 236 miles with an ETA of about 6 hours. And as I mentioned before, another thing I like about the Volvo is you can see your gauges a lot better in this truck. My Kenworth, I had a harder time seeing my speed and fuel, stuff like that. This, it's very easy to see. And same with the GPS. It has for me, an easier to see display. So I like it, and I'm not just constantly having to drive around with the window popped up on the right hand corner there. So I'd be able to really tell what I'm doing. So, unless you guys want to see a different truck, for the most part, I will be using the Volvo, except for when I play multiplayer online. And like I said, that's because the multiplayer server isn't too mod friendly right now. But don't worry, I still have the Peterbilt and the Kenworth. I just hire drivers to drive those 2 trucks, and that way I get a little bit of money coming in still, and I'm not having to sell those trucks. And if you guys want to see them again, I have to go back in and rebuy them and upgrade them and all that good stuff. It looks like we are going to be going a little under the speed limit just because of traffic here, which is why I wish there were more passing lanes in American Truck Simulator, just because you could be running the speed limit, or you're flat enough to where you're not losing speed going up a hill, something like that, and traffic in front of you is just moving so slow and you're stuck behind them and you can't really pass them anywhere. But it is what it is. But again, I mean, here's just some of the scenery for Arizona. Back in our lane. And, I mean, for a simulation game, it is one of the better detailed games I've seen. And there's some that are only detailed up until you leave where you can go. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of true with this, but at the same time, it's got a little bit more detail than most other simulators have. Oh, and by the time I release this episode, most likely I will have already went and found out if I passed or not. But as I've mentioned before, I am looking into getting back into law enforcement, and I have a job opportunity, and I've progressed through the application process several times, and right now I'm at the point to where I have to go do a physical agility test and a written test, which, as I mentioned in my first episode, is one of the many things required to pass to get into law enforcement. So hopefully I pass that and can keep moving on. And if I do, I'll be one step closer to getting into that department's academy. And depending on how my hours look with the Academy. I may have less time to record, so more of my episodes may be pre-recorded. And again, as always, when I mention it, if I do have to pre-record, even if I pre-record even more than I do now, I will still go back and check through the comments as you guys leave them and see what you guys want to say and what you want to see, and I'll adjust my videos accordingly. So just because I pre-record, don't think I won't go back and try to implement, or if you guys want to see something and I'm a couple episodes ahead, I won't just record a new episode and release that instead of one of the ones I have pre-recorded. Because that way the pre-recordings are just book holder or space holder, whatever you want to call it. Bookmark, that's the word I'm trying to think of. And once I get more viewers and subscribers, and you guys start giving me suggestions, I can replace those bookmarks with fresh videos when I have time. And that way, I'm still putting out videos and you're getting what you want to see at the same time. And we are now 90 miles from where we're headed. About a little over 2 hours. So we're getting there pretty quickly. Not too many issues right now, and part of that is that we are on the interstate and we were speeding quite a lot, so we're going to go ahead and slow it back down. I'm actually surprised that I haven't passed any cop cars and getting a speeding ticket going that fast over speed limits. That's a pretty good thing for me. That may be the first episode I do where I don't get a speeding ticket. But we were hauling iron pipes to LA this episode, and as you can see, we are pretty close to LA. We're coming up on the 15 and the outskirts of LA, about 47 miles. And we're just going to keep taking the 10 all the way in, it looks like, until we get to our destination. And real quick, I'll do another outside view just so you can see this truck and why I like the detail I've been able to customize it with. And I still haven't found the sweet spot for a game to where it doesn't completely wash out my voice, so if the game is still a little loud, I apologize. That was just a quick outside view, and once we get to our destination and lose the trailer, I'll show you just the cab. But I mean, this truck has plenty of accessory spots for those of you that just like to have all kinds of stuff all over your truck. And just to change up from the plain 1 or 2 tone paint scheme, that's why I have the current paint scheme on my truck. Yeah, I mean, it's just a little different and something a little more unique than the other trucks that you see in the game already. And we need to be over in the right lane. And another thing about this Volvo I like is the engine brake, or Jake brake as I call it in most of my episodes. And it's not as loud as the stock engine brake, especially after my mods to make them louder. But to me it seems like it works a lot better and it slows you down a lot faster than the engine brake on the trucks and the regular American Truck Simulator, not the modded trucks. And for me, I like that a lot, just because with the Kenworth and the Peterbilt, even with the engine brake on, it seemed to me that I had to still use the air brakes and try to stop a lot further in advance. And with the Volvo I'm using, it works a lot better on its own, and I can wait a little bit longer before I have to start stopping. Not worry about running into the back of a car or hitting a wall or something like that. But we're coming right up on our destination, and again, just since I haven't had that much practice with it, and I don't want to take forever this episode, instead of backing in to park the trailer, I'm just going to do a straight in approach. And once I get more time with American Truck Simulator, I'll start playing again. I will start backing the trailer in. Just right now, I don't want to spend 5 or 10 minutes trying to park the trailer. And at the same time, I'm used to having the big Kenworth exhaust pipes blocking my vision. Which, as you can see, I don't have now, but that's another reason I wasn't too excited to back the trailer in before. So now that I have those out of my way, and they are behind the sleeper, I will start trying to back the trailers in. Alright, and like I said, this will just be a quick view of the cab itself without the trailer. And that way you can see some of the customization I've done to it a little bit easier. Alright, so as you can see, the exhaust pipes are to the back. I've got 6 on there, and that's mostly just for looks, something a little different. Here is the paint scheme I'm talking about, with it looking different. More a computerized look. Yellow headlights, again, just something different. And the lights I have. The strobes I put on there just for the heck of it. I mean, I may not use them that much, but if at all, but just something to have on there, especially if we have an oversized load or something like that. And the back, as you can see, the number of lights I have on the back of it. And all those light slots up at top, you can add whatever you want to up there. Same with back here on top of the license plate, you can put whatever lights you want there. So that pretty much just put some basic lights back there, and turn signals up on top, as well as brake lights and reverse lights. Just so it's easier to see if you're looking at the truck instead of just kind of behind it. But I think that's all I'm going to have time for this episode. And if you like what you see, give me a like and subscribe. It'll help me out since I'm just getting started on YouTube. And as always, if you see something I could do different or better, just let me know in the comment section. And I'll come back through, check it out, and try to adjust to what you guys like to see. But I'll see you guys next time.